We've done the box breathing. Now, what was interesting is the go-between Linden City and Linden Police. She's kind of but she deals with trauma and helping people overcome trauma. And she said that and I didn't know this, but it makes total sense. But when we do box breathing, remember there's just an inhale and a hold, and an exhale and a hold. Now, nobody ever told me about the box. I just remember when I first learned it going, I'm creating a box in my mind. And I'd actually let my head move. And she says that this movement of even just the eyes following cross the brain. And it's one of the best things for trauma. And then you just reverse it and go the other way. And she said that she keeps a slinky in her car and does this kind of stuff with the slinky to just get both sides, and that somehow with the trauma there is that crisscross helps you deal better with trauma. I had not, that was a new thing for me. So that was way cool to kind of learn, but it was fun to be with juniors and seniors teaching them breath and yoga last night. Go ahead and change to the other foot if you already haven't. Yeah, sometimes we roll specific things. Sometimes we just want some extra movement. So find that extra movement. Can you smell the rain in the air? Even though we're inside, and even though I think the furnace has been on because it smells a little that way, I can smell that clean air. Okay? So really paying attention to our senses. Go ahead, and we're going to continue to roll because I want just to stop rolling. Finding the places, right? We're looking for places that are maybe sore, tight. Maybe tender. What's another word? Maybe just sensational. And even if you don't, just roll it on the outside of the foot, the inside of the foot, the heel, the ball. Okay, then let's come and we'll do the toes. We haven't done those for a couple of weeks. Bring the big toe and the pinky toe, and then lift. So the ball of the foot's down on the ground. See if you can lift. See if you can put the ball of the foot, yes. So we're squishing these 3 toes. It's one of the best things we can do for those 3 toes. You may not feel that right now. Okay, and then go ahead and bring it down, and then you're going to just come up, grab those toes, and go up and over to a point. Try to tuck the toes. You might feel through here, you might get a little bit of a cramp in the arch of your foot, it's okay. And then come back, roll down to those 3 toes. So we're just trying, and then go ahead and put the foot down. I'd like you to push into the heel and push this foot forward without letting it move. Okay? See if your knees goes wide. See if you can keep it right up over the ankle. And you're just pushing. Now, as you push down and forward, you're going to feel definitely down here engaged, but feel the quadricep as well. Okay? And let that happen. Find that push. And then release. Move it to the other foot. If it escapes, it's okay. Find one toe and then the other, and ball of the foot down, lift the heel. Oh yeah, that's a stretch on those toes, but it's one of the things that really helps our hammer toe. So the surgery they do when they do hammer toe surgery is they go in and they just slice the tendon in these toes so that they can lengthen. This exercise is helping to do just that, okay? You got it, look at that. Well done. Do you remember when you couldn't do that? You were like, what? Try to lift your heel a little more. Keep the ball of the foot down. Yeah. Opening through those toes, and then go ahead. Here we come, up and over. Find the point. Find the reach, stretch, and then come back. Find that again, and this time plant the heel. Take the heel and feel the heel push down and forward without letting it move. You'll feel it clear up into your glutes, and it's perfect. Breathe, and then release. Go ahead. Put the ball behind you. I almost lost it there. Did you see that?
Tricky ball.
Tricky ball. All right. So pause. We're going to do our box breathing. Okay. Now, we've done it before, so we're going to change up a little bit. One of the things that I love, Iyengar, BKS Iyengar. He died a few years ago, probably about 6 or 7. Maybe a little more. He was like in his 80s. But he's one of the first ones to really write yoga poses and the purpose of yoga, the physical practice. Sutras of Patanjali were written way before Iyengar, but they were written to just the guidelines and principles of why we practice yoga. And it only mentions the physical body like about 4 times in the whole thing. It's mostly the concepts and the ideals. So Iyengar wrote that, and it's a ton of pictures of him doing poses and all the different variations of poses. But he's got a book that was called Light on Pranayama. Prana is your breath. Pranayama is the life force that we are alive with, the energy that's in it. So he goes through all of these breathing exercises, and he gives you beginner, more advanced, and how to get a little bit deeper, increasing our breath capacity. One summer that was very, very stressful. I shared this last night with the kids. I would ride my bike with my book in my backpack and my water, and I would go up, and our studio was in Alpine, and we had an infrared sauna, and I'd sit in the sauna, sweating, practicing my breathing. I did it for a whole summer, and it was like phenomenal what I learned and what I started to understand. And the result of that breathing made the stress I was going through, the hard part, doable. Okay, that's one of the things breath can do for you, but you have to know to use it. Okay, so with our box breathing, normally we just do, let's just practice this. Go ahead and inhale for 4 counts. In your mind, see yourself kind of go with your eyes up, and then hold the breath and go for 4 counts across. Exhale, 4 counts coming down, and hold the exhale, 4 counts going across the bottom. And let your eyes, we'll do about 3 of them, let your eyes make that. So inhale, hold, exhale, hold. In your mind, create that. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Go ahead and reverse. Inhale, go up this side. Hold, come across. Exhale, and hold. Come back to start. One more this way. Inhale. Hold, all even, 4 counts. Exhale, and hold. Good. Just breathe normal. Now we're going to change it up. I want you to notice your mind when we change up this count. Because when we do the even, it's very easy to get comfortable with it and your mind goes off wandering like it likes to do. Okay. So inhale for 6 counts. Hold for 7. Exhale for 4. Hold for 5. And breathe normal. So we've just changed up the count, and that is one of the best tools that we can use to connect our mind and our body, is to just take that breath. We can do this all the time. If you're driving, you cannot close your eyes to do it, but you can still do it.
Close your eyes.
Yeah, no, do not.
Do not close your eyes.
I did not say close your eyes while you drive. So let's just pick how long do we want to inhale. Was that hard for anyone, those counts? Was it difficult?
No.
Not really? Okay, then let's make it a little tougher. Let's inhale for 8, hold for 9. The inhale and the holding of the inhale is actually easier than the holding of the exhale, okay? So we'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe normal. Was that a little more difficult to hold a little bit longer? Okay. Did it get straining at all? Okay. So you want to, if you're really going to increase the ability of the diaphragm, which, guys, is part of our core, right? It's right here. And as we inhale, we're creating. So I want you to take your inhale like until you can't inhale anymore. And then I want you to hold till you start to feel tension. The minute you feel it, exhale. And then hold. And again, the minute you feel the tension on the hold, you're off. Okay? So that you're learning where your tension is. So hold it as long as you can, but not as long as Larry can, or not as long as I can, or not as long. You're doing you. Okay? So here we go. Inhale. And hold. Exhale when you're ready. And hold the exhale. When you're ready, when you need, you just breathe. And exhale. Find that home breath. So when we do that, we're actually creating. So I will put it in the show notes, but homework is every day 5 minutes of breathing. Okay? Just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Not too long. Go ahead and inhale. And exhale. Let's start wiggling. Fine. Ooh. What does your body feel like today? Let the one shoulder lift and then the other. Find a back bend and around. Come down a little, lift back up. Go ahead and go through the side. So honestly, one of the hopes that I have is that you start kind of going, ooh, what does my body want? No, my body wants to go here, Deb. And you do that instead of doing what I'm saying. Because that is when you really start to get in. Go ahead and you're going to take this left shoulder, let it come forward, hands on the thighs, pull back here. So it's a stretch on the sacrum. You can totally use here. You can push down here, tuck your chin, and let it. Now, if you feel here, when I tuck my chin, when it's this tight, I start to feel a little bit of pressure here, so you don't want to go there. Okay, so the minute I feel that, I release a little bit with my chin, because we just don't need to go into that strain. Come all the way up. Try another way. This shoulder's coming up and rounding, okay? And then I'm kind of pulling back with the rib cage. And then I want to tuck the chin. The minute I tuck the chin, I feel up into my shoulder and my neck. And then if you feel a little bit too strenuous, release a little bit, and then come all the way back up and just pause. Moving gently. How do you feel? Doesn't that feel pretty good? Okay. So you really want, okay, this is the work. We can sit and breathe and do some amazing things, but moving with the breath kind of incorporates both body and mind. Go ahead and inhale the arms up. I've been amazed. You have more shoulder mobility than you had. You know that. You know that. Go ahead and go pulse those elbows. Turn the palms out so the thumbs come towards me. Push as if you're pushing pillars away, but they're not going anywhere. When you do that, pull the shoulders down the back. You're going to create a little bit of a back bend in the upper back. Tighten the waistline back and even pull it back so that you are really just opening. You should feel a stretch on the front of those deltoid muscles, the front of the shoulder, and then take your pinky finger and just move it a little bit behind. Yeah. You're still pushing the pillars away. That's going to engage some muscle. And then at the same time, when you pull your elbows towards the waistline, they're not going to come down. Notice the minute the elbows become a part of that pull down, so do the shoulder blades. They're connected. And then go ahead and reach straight up. When you bend both elbows, put them behind your head, but squeeze the elbows in, if you can squeeze them tight. And push the head into the elbows. Now again, you're creating a back bend. You can let the low back start to go, but then pull firmly. We're going to practice this pulling back a ton. Okay, one of the things that it does, that's better so you can see, is when we are here, right, and we pull back, okay, we're not pulling into a round, we're pulling back and creating strength on the front side of the body, okay. We could say rib cage and hips are coming together, but that creates a round, okay. It's not. We're still lengthening here and we're tightening this back, pulling back. It's like you've got something hooked to the spine and it's pulling you back, but you're not letting it lose its natural curve. Go ahead and release, roll through those shoulders. Find that stretch. Let's stretch our shoulders out a little bit. Bring the right elbow underneath. So the right one's underneath as much as you can. And then you're just pushing forearms towards each other. Okay, you might get here, but you don't have to. You're fine here. He's like, why don't you have arms that are long enough? Go ahead and lift the elbows up. Whoa. Tuck your chin, pull the shoulders down, and then try to move the hands away from the face. Just move them out away from the face. And then when you move your head side to side, and then take your left ear, pull down with that right shoulder, and gently pull the arms in, release, and roll through those shoulders.
I don't have long enough arms.
Find the backstroke, right? Stretching. You don't have to go long. You can just do the elbows. And finding that reach. And that reach, and then go ahead and grab hold of the back of the chair, not the base, try the back, bend the elbows. Shoulders are coming back, pull forward with your body. So you're creating that same back bend. I'll turn around so you can see it from here, okay? You're creating that same back bend as you pull forward, and then you're gonna pull the ribs back. So notice that ribs pulling back. You can actually see the work. We're still long, we're still forward, American crawl stroke, right? Use the elbows. But find if you can reach up the elbow, you'll feel the stretch because it's connected to the rib cage. And you're just gonna find that movement and then come back, left elbow's coming underneath, wrap them up. Maybe you're here, okay? Elbows lift, move the hands away. Tuck your chin and pull the shoulders down. Then take your ear to the right. Finding that stretch as you pull down the left shoulder blade. Beautifully done. Go ahead and just drop the elbows. Backstroke again. Over, over, over. You're just trying to take the whole arm over that head. Yes. Beautifully done. Grab here again. Shoulders, roll them forward so that you really feel them come up and back, bend the elbows. Reach forward with the chest to where your arms want to straighten, but you're forcing them to stay bent. And then pull the ribs back. So this pull of the ribs back, we are going to find when we're down on the floor. We'll get down and we'll stay down. So we won't do that till the end of class. And then release. And wiggle. And move. Okay, beautifully done. Let's take some twists. Inhale out. Hand comes here, hand comes here. Shoulder, elbow bend. Pull. Just pull yourself around. Yeah. I love, you guys all know not to let this knee cave. I always look for it and you just don't let it. Push down into your feet, push them down and forward and pull. Now notice that when you push the feet forward, can you feel how the waistline wants to pull back? So you try that again. Push down into the feet, push them forward. They're not moving anywhere, but something's got to give and you'll feel the belly kind of pull back. So when you use the legs that way, it helps pull our belly into engagement. And release. Take the arms up, come up and over to the other side. Roll the shoulder forward so that you really feel the movement of it going up and back. Hand here, twist. Push down and forward with the feet and pull back with the waistline. So we're going to really try to find this hugging in. You want to feel as if right through here, it's as big, as wide as your fingers, so it might be, I think I've got about 10, maybe 11 inches, is a corset. And it is tightening. And you are just tightening, it's squeezing in, and then the strings pull it back. That's what we're looking for. No matter what, we're going to do it over and over today. And release. Go ahead and put your forearms down. It's a lot of work. Stretch out. Tuck your chin. Round through the spine. And wiggle a little. Find the shoulders. If they reach forward and up, then you get a little bit more stretch in the rib cage. And then go ahead and tuck your chin and let yourself just hang. Breathe. Hands on your thighs. Inhale halfway up. And then round it back. Just round through and then come back to your seat. Yeah, let's do a few of those. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge. This is nothing new except we're going to go all the way down. Let it come. Hands on thighs. Push back up. Round it back. And inhale, come all the way up. One more, inhale up. Take the hinge first, and then let it all go. Hands on the thighs, inhale halfway, lengthening through the spine. Curl and round it back, pushing down and forward with the feet, and then come into your appropriate spine. And then wiggle. And move. Beautifully done. And that feels so good. So there's one other part because we did shoulders because shoulders are connected to this core. Okay. We now need to do hips because the hips are connected down here to the core as well. So out to the side. This is not new. come out, come to the edge of your chair. This foot can go wide today, okay? And then you're just gonna lean here. Try to lift this hip. It's almost impossible. I can barely, you're pushing into the foot. And then pull that hip down, widening the knees. Lift that hip and pull it down. We're getting deeper into here. Lift that hip and pull it down. Lift that hip and pull down, and then hold down. This knee is going to stay wide. Take both hands this side and twist back. You can use the chair if you want. Elbows bending if you want, but you're finding that's still going that way, right? And you're just opening through that. Let your body feel where it wants to go. Push into this foot, it's still strong, and then come all the way back. Walk this foot in. See if you can pick it up and cross it. Okay, flexing the foot, and then just, it's a little bit of a wiggle. Up tall, curl down. Up tall, do you feel that in your hip? Curl down. Right hip, yes. Up, down, curl. Then go up, hand one on thigh, not on the knee, but right below the knee. Lean forward. Oh, oh.
I could say that.
Oh. Now, twist just a little bit towards the glass doors. Oh. Come back to center. Twist away from the glass doors. Come back to center. Come all the way up. Feel that release. Come all the way, lengthen, and come back forward again. This time, will you just wiggle this knee up and down? It's not much of a movement, but it's a little bit of movement. This foot is flexed. You guys do that so well. Okay, heel is reaching towards that, the wood doors. Knee, see if you can reach it that way. And when I do just that intentional, I feel that way increase and come all the way up. Hold on to the shin, pull it in. You can hold on here if you need to. On your other side, you'll probably do this one. No. You're on the right side. I just say when we go to the other side, you're not going to be able to get this in tight. So find some movement, okay? This joint is meant to do this. It is not meant to circle. And when we circle our knee, I don't know how good that is for our knee, but I want you to lift and circle, okay? You can make a rainbow. You can make a big circle. Find range of motion. I don't care if you can hold the body still, great, but if not, I want you to get to a point where you start to feel it fatiguing, okay? And then hold it still, let it burn for just a moment, and then put it back down and wiggle it out. A little bit of shifting, okay? Block to the other side. Foot up. This foot goes wide. You're on the edge of your chair or on the edge of that blanket if you can be. Yeah. Go ahead and let this leg go as wide as you can. Okay. Now we're just pushing in. You're going to try and lift this hip and then pull it back down. And lift the hip. You're just deepening this. Pull it back down. Lift the hip. Pull it back down. Lift that hip up. Pull it back down. Last one. Lift up, pull it down, and then just feel this start to happen. Take your body this way, find a twist. This leg stays wide. Go ahead and lengthen up. Tighten the waistline back. When I do that, it goes right into this glute. Okay, finding that movement, yes. And gently releasing. Wiggle. This one moves back in. This one comes up and over. Pull on the pant leg. You got it. Flex the foot. Does it hurt?
I have lost the movement that goes to the outside.
Does that hurt?
Oh, yeah.
Like how much? 1 to 10, it's
About 4.
about 4. Okay.
That's not much.
Okay, okay. Be gentle, okay? Does it still hurt now? Or did it go away once you got there?
I'm holding it right now with this hand.
But it doesn't, what I'm saying is, is the pain gone?
Not totally.
Not totally, but just lessened?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. All righty, so you're just gonna reach up and kind of wiggle forward and back in your hips, forward and back. Ooh.
I don't have that.
Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. Forward and back. Forward and back. Yeah. And then go ahead and lengthen up. One hand and one hand, okay? You got it. And then just lean forward. Breathe. Find that breath. Can you do a box breath right here real quick? Hold. Exhale. Hold. Go ahead and come back up, lessening that. Come back forward one more time. Breathe, and then just wobble that knee. Just wobble that knee. We're getting into the hip. Breathe, breathe, and then go ahead and release. Bring it up, find your movement. Now that's hip movement, right? You're totally welcome to hold on to the thigh if you need to, okay? So this is good movement here, but I'll also see if you can go around, go both directions, find some range of motion, right? And then pause. Now, I don't know about you, but does your low back kind of ache after doing that? Does it feel like you've worked it, right? Go ahead and inhale, lengthen. Hinge forward, plant forearms, and then slowly just let yourself come down. Let your body come. It'll cradle between your legs. Tuck your chin. Let yourself just hang. We haven't done much of this hanging. This is really good for the spine. Take some deep breaths, letting that round happen. Tuck your chin, you just shake your head gently no, and then nod it yes. And then hands to the thighs, come all the way up. Beautifully done. And then just kind of come in and out. Let's take another twist this way. Grab and twist. This should feel different. Now, again, right from the belly button, it's pulling back. It's not rounding the spine, but it's pulling back. Tighten the entire waistline. Feel like a belt is pulling and cinching you in. And there is a belt, which is called your transverse abdominis muscle. And come all the way. That's the muscle that wraps this way. Okay? So for it to contract, it has to do this. And that's what we're trying to create. It's the very bottom muscle. It's what holds all of our organs in place. Because there is a myelin sheath that's here, right on the front of the body, that it connects into. So this transverse abdominis doesn't go across the front. So to tighten it, it's just tightening here, right? Squeezing that in, but making this so strong, okay? Twist to the other side. Same thing with shoulders and elbows we've already done, but I want you to feel the belly button pulling back towards the spine and tighten the waistline. Just tighten it. Breathe and release. Now, I don't know about you, how does the low back feel when you release it? To me, it's like 100% better than how it was before. And it must mean that I just worked my back. So that's just one of the best ways. So if you start to feel kind of tight in your low back, you can do the twist. The twist is fabulous. But some of the key work is pulling back with that navel, okay? That corset muscle. Just really finding that and then release. Do the other side. And again, it's like somebody's hooked your belly button through your back and they're pulling back into the spine. Not enough to round it, but enough to really tighten the waistline and come back to center. Yeah. Somebody did say this, I think. I remember hearing a couple of you were like, oh, yeah, core. All righty. So we got started late. Do we need to still end at 9? Or can we go a few minutes over? Not much longer. Okay, then we won't. So I want you to come to the floor, but on your hands and knees. So for knees, you're going to take your blanket, okay? And when you get down, your knees can either be on it, but what would be best is to take your knees right off it. So turn it sideways. There you go. And so as you, okay? But bring your knees forward. Can you see me? I'm clear off the edge of the blanket, Larry. Bring your hands more forward. Just keep bringing. There you go. See how much easier that is on that knee? How does that feel? A little bit better? Okay. So, plank pose. Plank pose is just this. But you can also do it here. And you can also do this. One knee down and reaching, okay? We're working the core. Breathe. So reach it back. Do one leg at a time if you need to. Push into your forearms. Breathe. Maybe, just maybe, right? You can reach. Yeah. Feel that push. Feel the work. And then bring the knees back down. Okay, you can, if you can totally stretch back to what we call child's pose. Now, some of you aren't going to be able to do that with your knees, and you can just do here, but you're going to round, and you can totally come back up, and this is always an option, okay? We're going to do the other leg. So kind of find some movement. I like to call these barrel rolls, or scraping the inside of the peanut butter jar. Because I can't let any of that peanut butter go to waste.
Oh, it tastes good.
It tastes so good. Come back forward. Come onto your forearms, or if you want, you can totally come here. Okay? This is a little harder on the shoulders than this is. Okay? This is not really gentle, but it's something that I think all of you can do. So your other leg is going back. If you're bringing one knee down, the other leg goes back. Reach through the heel, okay? Maybe you can just cover the knee, okay? Maybe you come in and you're holding here, okay? Breathe. Find that movement. Breathe and release. Bring the knees back down. Come back up. Either child's pose or here, and just find rotation through your shoulders. Okay, we're gonna do a little stretch. Take your knees a little wider.
Why is it harder for me to do
Yes. Then the other.
the lift?
Shoulders, something's tight in the shoulders. This one requires more of this one you can actually get into the back of the body a little more than here.
That's what I'm saying, this is easier.
That's easier for you. Yeah. This one you're actually working the back side of the body. It requires more of the, can you feel it in the shoulder blades more than in the front of the arm?
Probably.
Yeah, okay. Good question, great question. Okay, so you're gonna just kind of gently pull this right elbow up, twisting open, and then we're gonna actually thread this hand here. You're gonna try to bring this ear down, but you might need to bring a block and stay here. And then you're just reaching those fingers. Yeah. You're gonna do this. Let me grab you a block. Let me grab you both blocks. Breathe. Let your head, your right ear come down on that block. Okay? Okay. And just reach the hand. Don't worry about anything else. If you want, you can pull here back towards this way. Yeah. Nice. Is that okay, Michelle? Do you need to block it off? Okay. So you're finding that twist. Go ahead and unwind. This left hand has to plant and just lift up. Take the elbow. And then just would you do a few little shoulder circles? And then plant. We'll do the other side. Breathe. Inhale, lift the elbow. Exhale, thread it through. Find your block for your head. Reach and find the fingers going. Breathe. So my hands are reaching towards the glass doors, and I'm pulling back with my hips, with my waistline, stretching out that back. And then gently come back up. Lose your block, okay? Now this will be the hardest part that we do. But just move your feet off to the side. And then whichever leg, just lift and come to the seat.
I can put this knee on hard floor.
Okay?
So what I do?
So so you're here. Go ahead, walk your feet, knees over to the side of the mat. Other side. Yeah, and then so let your hip come down. There you go. That's it. Yep. And then you're just gonna roll back over, right up, just roll onto your back. You got it. You did it perfectly. However, the phone might be in the way. The phone on the balance. And you can just be right here. You don't even have to be totally on that. Don't even worry about getting over on that. Unless you want to. So, are you gonna try it again?
I'm gonna try it again.
Okay.
Take the wall
Breathe. Now get the wallet out of the pocket. And that was beautifully done. All right, come back over and around.
out. This way?
Yep. Nope, just over onto your back.
Oh.
Yeah. Down you go, onto the side. You got it. Oh, it's like dinner and make you do.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, pretty much. Windshield wipers. So go side to side. We have worked. Okay, consider your chin stepping towards your chest. We don't want that. Okay, so couple of things. One of the things we do when we get onto our backs, and you're not doing it, so you don't need to worry about it, but I want to show people. Okay, is we get down and then we put something underneath our head and it vaults our chin forward. Okay, we don't want that because that is not that's not the alignment we want to have here. But that's our alignment. I don't know if you read in bed, but when I do, I have to turn to the side to keep my head in proper alignment in my neck. So instead of, we're just going to create a little bit of a curl right underneath the neck. And windshield wipers. Knees to the side. We have not been down on the floor for about 3 weeks. We haven't gotten down. We've stayed up.
That explains everything.
That explains everything, okay? If you don't use it, you lose it, right? So letting those knees go side to side. When you let your hands come out to the side, palms face up, and when your knees go right, look left. So we're bringing out even the top part of the spine. Everything comes up on the inhale, everything goes down to the other side. So you're just creating this range of motion back and forth. Oh, breathing. Up and over. And then take your feet as wide as the mat, or maybe a little wider. And continue the same thing. You're just going to feel a little difference in the hips. Still going, opposite direction. Breathe. Keep moving in and out, up and down. You got it. Yeah. Revolving the spine. Now, go ahead and bring them feet up and just plant them. Bring them back into where they're just like how you'd stand. Bring your hands to your belly. Okay, we're gonna inhale and push our belly up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, let it fall down. Every breath we do, we can do this. Inhale, push it out. Exhale, pull it down. We tend to be shallow chest breathers. Inhale. I had 2 or 3 girls that were in choir last night. They're like, oh yeah, choir, we breathe clear down. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, pull it down. And then just breathe normal. We always want to come back to a normal place. Go ahead and inhale and take an audible exhale. Do another one of those. Inhale. Yeah, letting go. Inhale again into the belly. Let it raise. Pause and hold. Take the hands to the rib cage. Continue the same inhale. Let the rib cage expand up and then exhale. Feel the rib cage fall and then the belly fall. And then breathe normal and inhale and an audible exhale. Here we go again. Same thing. Inhale into the belly. Pause and hold. Move the hands. Inhale, continue to the rib cage. Pause, hold the breath, and then exhale. Inhale. And audible exhale. Let it all go. One more. This is a 3-part breath. We've done 2 parts. Inhale into the belly. Hold. Move the hands to the ribs. Inhale into the ribs. Hold. Move the hands up to the collarbone. Inhale. Hold and exhale. Pull it all down towards the floor. Normal breath. Inhale. Audible exhale. Do another one of those. Inhale, audible exhale. This is training our core muscles in how to hold and how to get a great big deep breath, but then also how to just have the muscle contain itself. So one more of these. Inhale into the belly. Hold into the rib cage. Hold. Hands on the collarbone or up on the sternum. Inhale. Hold and exhale. Did you notice that inhaling the rib cage is tough, but up into the chest is much easier? Yes? Yeah, that's because our chest is used to moving this way. Take a deep inhale and an audible exhale. We're actually going to do just one more. Inhale into the belly. Pause, hold, move the hands. Inhale into the rib cage. Pause, hold, move the hands. Inhale into the chest. Pause, hold, exhale. Chest falls, rib cage falls, belly falls. Tighten it, pull it towards the floor, and then release. Go ahead and take your knees to the right. They can come all the way to the floor, and then you just slightly look left, coming into a twist that we're going to actually hold for just a moment. Hold. Oh, yeah. Breathe up and down the spine. And then come to the other side. Inhale up. The knees go all the way over to the other side. And then look back the other way. Away from the knees, right? Twisting. The head looks away from the knees. You're looking the other way. There you go. That just creates an entire spinal twist. Hold and breathe. Also, what this is doing when we twist like this is the liver, the gallbladder, the kidneys, the adrenals that are on top of the kidneys, they all get twisted, compressed, and go ahead and come back to center, okay? Bring your elbows close to your body. Hands are going to be up in the air. Push into your heels, push into your head,
Push into your elbows, just lift the shoulders off the ground, pull them together, and put them back on the ground. So we just squeezed our shoulders together. Pushing into the back of the head, it's going into your blanket or onto the mat. Push into your elbows, push into your shoulders, push into the heels, and just slowly lift the hips up. You can come down and up. You can hold up. You can come down and up. You can hold up, and we'll come all the way down. Will you grab one knee, leave the other bent, and just hug it into your chest? You can put the hands underneath your thighs, and just the foot can be up in the air, but just pull that thigh into your chest. Yeah. Or as close as you can get it.
I've got a short so.
Oh, you do. And then release and change legs. Don't take the leg long, keep them bent. You're keeping the other one out of the picture. Maybe you move it a little side to side. Beautifully done. And then go ahead, work your way into your Shavasana. So in a normal yoga class, we always pretty much end in a twist. I'll bring your holsters. I'll bring the holsters under your knees. Oh, where do you want it? You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, get comfy. Use your holster. Let everything go. Let everything go. Do one of those. Yeah. It just releases the back. It does. It does. Oh, it's so fabulous. So for those of you that are watching, okay, you want to bolster underneath the knees. Let everything go. This is not a time to work anything. It's a time to let everything just kind of release into the floor. Take a couple of deep inhales and a couple of audible exhales. Feel the belly rise with the breath and let it fall. Let the ribcage rise, let it fall. Let the chest rise with an inhale. Let it fall. And then you're just not even going to worry about your breath. If you feel tension in your hands, go ahead and wiggle them, tighten them, and then release. But you're trying to find zero tension anywhere in the body. Letting gravity support you. Stay for another whole minute, minute and a half. Deepen your inhale. Audibly exhale. Begin to wiggle your body, waking it up. And then the hardest work we do,
It's getting off the floor.
getting off the floor, move the bolster. Move those bolsters, turn onto the side. Well done. We have not done exercises down on the floor much at all. So really well done with that. Work your way back to a seat and pause for just a moment. Beautifully done. Sit up straight and tall, and then let your mind wander. How do I feel? Don't just immediately start going for, gotta get the shoes on, get ready to go. Let yourself have this pause. How do you feel? What do you feel? Do you recognize the gift that your body is? Do you spend time thinking about and expressing gratitude for your body, even as it ages and is able to do less than what it was able to do once? Can we still find the gratitude for it? I can promise from personal experience, the minute I start or started to really focus on the amazingness of the body versus the things that aren't working, the hip that's hurting, the this, the that, I started to see shifts. Did I get my full range of motion back? No. But I got strong. I was able to keep the strength. Bring your hands to your heart center. I see your goodness. I see your divinity, your light.